Yeah, it's got to be organic. Back tapping in Sunday morning, 6:30 a.m. Happy Father's Day to all my guys out there, all my fellas out there holding shit down, taking care of your kids, taking care of your family, taking care of your loved ones. Yeah, I figured I'd bring y'all a message today. As we know, June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, first and foremost. So I don't know who out there needs to hear this, but man, seek y'all some help. Even if y'all don't want to actually go in into the doctor and like see somebody because you might feel like vulnerable or feel like them people don't know you or however you may feel. However, the mind be playing tricks on you sometimes, and it be in your ear and it be having you not want to go in and talk to nobody because you just be scared of the unknown. And you ain't never opened up and talked to nobody before because you ain't never seen nobody do that. So that's not something that you're accustomed to. So that is completely understandable. So boom, I'm actually working out right now and I figured, man, high vibrations as always. How can I bring y'all an organic message? But then I was thinking about like, nigga, you thinking too hard. Start recording while you working out. Because a lot of times, a lot of shit come to me while I be working out. A lot of gyms, a lot of downloads. Sometimes God just put a word on my heart, and I be like, damn, I wish I recorded that. Or I wish I was recording right now. So and I know going back to my fellas real quick. I know sometimes, man, it may be hard because we feel like don't nobody think about us, don't nobody care about us, but I just want to challenge that position, that mindset for a second. Like, I'm not gonna call it victim mentality, but we gotta think about it. Like our forefathers before us, our grandfathers, they ain't had none of this. Not true enough, they had their own flaws with raising us, but they didn't have all the psychiatrists and all the people speaking out about mental health now and how that's important, which it is, but they still made it. You know what I'm saying? And they had a certain grit, a certain callous on that. I guess they came with the times and whatever generation that they was raised in, it just bred them to be tough. They were just built different. Even some of my OG partners, some of my older partners, this is like in their 40s and shit, like they just built different. You know what I mean? Like shout out to all my partners. You know what I mean? But I just thought about it like I see a lot of men, it like the lines get blurred like really easily, right? Because I see a lot of men talking about like, oh, don't nobody care about us, and I want somebody to care about me and take care of me. And what about women on Mother's Day and they get everything? Like, let's just draw a line in the sand now. Like, a woman go through way more than what we go through, especially with childbirth and carrying the child, and even raising kids. Like, because like as the old saying goes, uh, daddy maybe, daddy not always needed. Mama babies, daddy babies. So I mean, mama always gonna have her. She always gonna be there to you. 9 times out of 10, she deals with a fucked up mom, fucked up parent. I don't know why we like she started. The old saying, mama's babies, daddy's maybes, which basically meant that the mom was always gonna be stuck with the child. You know what I mean? Under no matter what condition, no matter if she had to work, no matter if she had to do whatever, no matter what age or whatever, mama or grandmama was gonna be stuck with the baby. Now the daddy was always gonna be free to roam if that's what he chose to do. Free to roam, free to work. Might have to get in the military and travel for work and not be there. But the mama is always, most times, assumed to be considered to be there. So I guess that's why that saying is just so relevant in our culture, is, African Americans. But anyways, I feel like a lot of men suffer in silence, especially with dealing with like having custody of their kids and just like dealing with certain baby mamas and child care and just child support and just the system, because you get certain dads who actually trying to be good dads, but they got some crazy ass baby mamas out here. Me myself personally,
I'm not gonna even speak on my case, but Lord knows I understand. You feel me? And I'm not perfect. Not perfect by a long shot, so I definitely understand. But a lot of men go through a lot. And I think you hear Love Dorsey speak on it a lot, but a lot of baby mamas be bitter and shit and be mad. And you know, because the nigga don't want to fuck with them no more. It ain't no way to really beat around the bush on that. The nigga don't want to fuck with them no more. The nigga might have moved on, got him another bitch or whatever. And now, shawty is being bitter in every way possible. Like everything you do is wrong. Even from the child seeing the grandparents on the maternal side, on the daddy side of the family. Like, it be all kind of crazy shit the niggas be dealing with. So, men's mental health problems stem from everywhere. Even when you go to work, just as a black man in America, if you have to work for someone else, just how they view you now and treat you, like, chances are you will have another person being your boss, like of another race, whether they be white, Latino, it don't really matter. And they give us a lot of shit too because they know we need the job. They know if we don't have this job, we're gonna be forced to be out there almost tricking ourselves out the street trying to get some money. So a lot of times we suck up a lot of shit and deal with a lot of shit from a lot of different angles just in this world that contribute to the mental health problems, right? So when people be like, oh, where do these nigga mental health problems come from? Man, they come from a bunch of different places. They come from your environment, how you was raised, who you was raised around. If you was raised in the hood and you was just raised around your mama, and you only seen examples of these niggas in the hood who maybe 1 out of 10 maybe had their dad with them or had some kind of male guidance. You know what I'm saying? Then it's all boys raising boys. And then when the OGs start raising the men, it's like these niggas pick up a lot of feminine ways sometimes too. Not all, but a lot of times they be stuck making a lot of mistakes in life and having to figure that shit out, whether than having an OG or an older male perspective to guide them that could have gave them that wisdom. Because everybody be sharp. A lot of niggas, if they would have got the game ahead of time, I'm pretty sure that they could have put their own little remix on it to maybe learn from his mistakes, his downfalls, his mishaps that could have made them, you know what I'm saying, corrected to get their shit together. But when you lack that sometimes, and you lack adequate examples on how to process your feelings and your emotions and healthy habits on what you should do as a male, when your head fucking with you, and if you don't have no strong faith, like if you weren't raised in the church and you don't have no strong foundation, man, it's gonna be tough, and that shit gonna beat on you every day in, day out, day in, day out. It's gonna be beating on you. It's gonna be weighing on you like a weight on your shoulders. You're gonna be dealing with shit from your baby mamas, maybe from work, maybe if you run a business, you're dealing with shit. Let's say you're trying to get a loan, and they, you know what I mean? Like all kind of shit, man, be fucking with a nigga mental. And niggas be wanting to provide a wonderful life for their kids, for their spouse. Some niggas even want to provide a wonderful life for their baby mamas. I feel it, even if they don't fuck with them, I 100% agree and feel them. If they had it like that, they just want to be able to take care of everybody. But sometimes that shit be fucking with a nigga mental because he not at where he want to be already. You know what I mean? Like he not there, and he trying to figure out like, okay, I know I done bullshit a little bit. It took a couple missteps, but damn, I feel like I should be there. And then Lord forbid you be on social media and you be seeing everybody else popping it and having their emotion. You feel like shit, I'm cut like that. I'm him. You know what I'm saying? I'm underground king. Why I don't gotta get? So men's mental health can stem from a bunch of different places, right? But we don't need to have a victim mentality about it. We need to have a warrior mindset. That's why I preach warrior mentality, warrior mindset, being uncomfortable, doing all the hard things first, right? Doing all the hard shit, because when you got that warrior mentality and that dog, you just rise up to fight. That's all you know. Everything is a challenge, is an obstacle, but it's also a learning opportunity. You have to rise up and fight. You feel me? That's the shit I like about recording, doing, and working. I think I'm gonna do this a little more often because I can get a little theatrical when I talk and put a little emphasis behind my words, and y'all can really feel that shit burning in my soul, where that shit be coming from. My partner, yo, be saying keep it organic. But anyway, and one more other fact. Even some of us that's successful in our field, sometimes we suffer from imposter syndrome. And that fuck with a nigga mental health. You know what I mean? Like feeling like we got all the tools, we there. We got it. But sometimes you're in your mindset, you be like, oh, I need to add this. Oh, I need to add this to my game. Oh, I need to add this to my game. Oh, I need to. No. You gotta believe that you are that right now. And what you don't have, you will develop later on along your journey. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard to process that when you kind of in your head and you got anxiety and you thinking about shit like, I don't got this, I don't got that, I don't got. Whenever you in the I don't got mentality, you can't think about what you do have. You know what I mean? And the tools and gifts and shit that you do have now to get you to that point to where you can be like, damn, I don't got. But the crazy thing about how life work is, if you work your tools now, by the time you get to that point to where you think you're gonna say you don't got, you have been fostered up some new shit, some new skills, some new abilities, some new resources to be able to say, damn, I got this shit, I don't even know how. Well, shit, you can't see how because you was in the journey. You feel me? So it ain't, man, we gotta be alchemists with this shit. I know life get tough, life get hard, but the people who had the most fucked up lives are some of the most successful. All my partners who was fucked up and they had their daddy, these niggas balling and on now. Some of my partners who did have their daddy or who had their mom who was real fortunate and they was real well off kind of fucked up. They still trying to figure it out. So June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. I want to dedicate this episode to that. Happy Father's Day. And we just gonna speak on self-belief, you know. When you ain't believing in yourself and you got low self-belief, because I feel like this something everybody deal with, men and women alike, day in and day out, no matter what point of life you're in, no matter if you're successful or not. It just feel like every day is a new battle. You have to win every day. Tomorrow don't mean nothing no more. Once you wake up to the day, all the shit that you did yesterday don't mean nothing no more, because you got to prove it to yourself over and over and over again to the point that it just becomes on pilot mode, 10,000 hours automatic. So, boom. Part of combating negative self-belief is, I would say, number one, acknowledge your feelings. You feel me? It's important to acknowledge how you feeling right now. If you feeling bad, you feeling down, you feeling betrayed, you feeling however you feeling, acknowledge it. Because you speaking about it, writing about it, you just doing that act alone, it gets it out. You can't keep it trapped in. So you gotta write it down. You gotta use your finger muscles, or you gotta use your throat chakra. You gotta speak it out. You feel me? You gotta do something to get that lactic acid moving throughout your body. This shit's so scientific, so it's crazy. You know what I mean? But acknowledge your feelings. It's important to do that. Once you do that, accept how you feel, move on. Whether you gotta lay back down, go back to sleep, reset, lock back in, move on. All right? Next, practice self-compassion. All right? You may be like, what does self-compassion look like? Self-compassion can be anything from going hiking, going fishing, going camping, hunting, going to the gun range, just doing things that you like to do. You know what I mean? You have to sometimes be gentle with yourself during tough times. You can't talk like the negative coach during tough times all the time at yourself and yell and treat yourself a new asshole, because when you're down, you got to be careful of the words that you speak, words and spells also. So you only want to set yourself up for that. But also treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a friend or anyone else. Treat yourself like that. Kind of try to get out that first person to go second person, third person. Try to go out your body, as Kevin Gates would say. Number 3, reflect on your past successes and your wins. Remind yourself of your past achievements and challenges that you've overcame. Boost your confidence and remind yourself of your capabilities. All right, so bam. Reminding yourself of this is automatically gonna boost your confidence, because when you tell yourself, oh man, I made it by these circumstances. I remember I lost everything and still graduated high school my senior year. Just everything, from whether you was locked up and you became free and you successful now, anything. You know what I mean? Remind yourself of any circumstances, any tough situations, any obstacles that were in your way that you overcame. That'll help you build up that momentum just to kind of ride out. Once you build up that momentum, it's important that you stay locked in, because that momentum can help you get by day by day. You know what I'm saying? So remind yourself of these things. Remind yourself of lessons that your grandma, your mama taught you. Whether even if you lost some of your loved ones, remind yourself of the better days when you was there with them and they was giving you game and you was a child and shit was all good. Remind yourself of when you was a child, you was in your first fight and you got knocked down. You had to get back up and fight and you ended up winning. Remind yourself of all that type of shit. These type of things help dramatically with your mental health. I don't think people take into account just how once you get in your head and you start reminding yourself, you don't have to be egotistical or cocky, but you're in your head now. Ain't nobody hearing this. You thinking to yourself like, yeah, them niggas thought I wasn't gonna do this. I proved them niggas wrong. I did this. Showed their ass. You know what I mean? I rose above. Them niggas betted on me. I bet on myself. I won. Cashed out. Remind yourself of these things, y'all. The past successes, the past wins, man, it should be monumental, game-changing, in just being able to move day by day. You know what I mean? So don't downplay it and just don't downplay it, y'all. I'm telling you. Next, seek support. Whether that's telehealth, going on the computer, whether that's using the actual app, just trying to find somebody, whether that's talking to a friend, whether that's joining a workout group or your workout partner, your hiking partner, you know, your boy who you go to the studio with. Seek support in like-minded friends and people that have your best interests at heart. Ain't nothing wrong with seeking support. Even if you want to do it the old school route, go see you a therapist. Go do that if that's what you need to do, so you can feel the person out. If you don't want to do over the phone and you ain't ashamed, go ahead, try that. You can't be scared of the unknown. Sometimes you just gotta go see. It may be the best thing ever. All right? Set realistic goals, y'all. Break down all your long-term goals in the short term into small steps that seem feasible. Give yourself time. This requires being patient. A lot of mental health stress come from feeling like shit ain't working out when you want it to work out. But God really be showing us that it ain't on our time, it's on His time. We gotta be patient. You know what I'm saying? So set realistic goals for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Have confidence that you will reach those short goals. The next thing I would recommend is practicing positive affirmations. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's, I have this chant that I like to say, health, wealth, prosperity, 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 health, wealth, prosperity. I have health, wealth, prosperity. I have to say it 7 times before I'm gonna say it. So forgive me, but I say it all day, every day throughout my head. Health, wealth, prosperity, health, wealth, prosperity, health, wealth, prosperity, health, wealth, prosperity, health, wealth, prosperity. I recite this over and over, even while I'm working out. I recite positive affirmations. All this pain gonna make me rich. You know, I'm a king. I have to take care of my kingdom. So these positive affirmations, because I like to watch a lot of history, a lot of battlefield shit, a lot of stoicism type shit, like how men was back in war, back in the old days, 1600 type shit. Like, I'm always thinking like I'm on the battlefield. So I'm always thinking positive affirmation that I can conquer whatever opposition shows up, whether it's a 11-foot dragon or whatever the fuck it is. So anyways, next, focus on growth, okay? Just focus on growth. Don't even focus on your past or past mistakes that you made, because that should have robbed you of your happiness of the day. So focus on growth. Set new challenges for opportunities for growth. See setbacks as valuable lessons. Every time you go through something, be like, dang, how can I work my one on this one? You know what I'm saying? So focus on growth. Next, visualize success. Now this, we can talk a minute on this. When you visualizing success, got another airplane flying over. This is a prime example of visualized success. Our airplane is flying over me right now. It's been flying over me since I started recording this podcast. I visualize that as signs from the big God that keep doing what I'm doing. Shit is going up. Every time I'm in my craft and I'm doing something that I love, airplanes is flying up, and whether I'm at the park training, it don't matter. Airplanes is always flying over. And that alone is visualization. Because I'm visualizing everything that I'm doing, I'm going in the right path. This is just confirmation. So I see myself sticking to the plan, sticking to the process. I'm gonna be successful with however that may be. My successful don't look the same as God's successful. So I have to visualize success. Whether I visualize whatever type of house I want to live in, whatever type of car I want, whatever type of vacation I want to be on, you have to be able to visualize that and see it, because when you get it, it's a lot that come with that. Then you're gonna be feeling like you don't deserve it, and you may not know how to steward having resources and stuff like that, right? So then you might fuck it off. And I know don't nobody want that. That's the worst feeling ever, to be up and reach your pinnacle of what you thought you wanted to reach, only to fall back down to where you started at. So visualize yourself being successful. Own it, claim it. Feel like it's supposed to be yours. Feel like you worked toward it. Feel like you earned it. That'll help tenfold. Next, take care of yourself. Mentally, spiritually, and physically. I feel like they all work full circle. Because when you take care of yourself mentally and spiritually, you already be in the right frame of mind, right? You don't really be taking in no toxic behaviors, no toxic negativity. You kind of off the bullshit. You on like positive vibration, right? So it's easier to get into fitness then. You know what I mean? But then it's easier to be disciplined. If you became disciplined with your mental health and your spiritual health, you're able to pray. You're able to control your temper. You're able to not let people control you and trick you out your position. Then chances are you're already in shape, because you got that mental discipline, that mental toughness. It take a whole lot of courage to be able to, it take a whole lot of power to be able to control the tongue. That's probably the strongest muscle on the body. Everybody use it. Everybody got one. Everybody got an opinion. Everybody always talking. Run their goddamn mouth. So take care of yourself. I can go on about physical health all day, because when you working out, you firing that dopamine up. You getting that natural high, whether you're running, whether you jogging, just taking care of your physical health. People don't realize it till it's too late, and they go to their doctor, right? Then you be like, you gotta have a heart transplant or a pacemaker, or I come from that. You know what I'm saying? I come from, my grandparents were old. My granddad was 99, 96, my bad. No, upper 90 shit. Well, anyway, collard green, mac and cheese, candy yam, all that shit like that, man. We came up eating that cornbread, this shit on the daily. Especially being from, Montgomery. Being from Alabama, the slave state. Come on, now we know we do that soul food like no other. We do that shit like no other. So, take care of yourself. You take care of that physical and take care of that diet. That diet play into that physical too, because your gut is like your second brain. So you intaking good shit, it make it easier to work out. As opposed to you eating bad shit and you having heartburn and bloatedness, trap gas and shit. Now you don't want to work out because your stomach hurt. You doing jumping jacks because you don't want to do jumping jacks and no jumper because you got boo-boo. You know what I mean? Got all that American dealing and shit up in you. So, take care of yourself. most importantly, men. I'm not a woman, I don't have a woman body, so I can't preach to women like that. But men, let's take care of ourselves, because nowadays we have the capabilities to be into our old age, 70s, 80s, 90s, looking good, exercising, still moving around, no physical ailments, on that Dr. Sebi type shit. We could be around to see our grandkids and great-grands. Women already take care of themselves just by Mother Nature, ironically, already. Whether they come around sooner or later. It's us that be played with women deal with the cancers too, but you starting to see the prostate cancer, and you starting to see all type of cancers that we dealing with now. Colon cancer, prostate cancer, all kind of shit. So, man, we got to prioritize our health while it's early on, because what we do early on in life, like, dramatically impacts how we gonna live later on in life. So, take care of yourself and stay persistent. Stay focused. Keep moving forward to your goals. Keep moving forward through obstacles. Stay resilient. You know what I'm saying? So, setbacks are normal, man. That's a normal part of the journey. Embrace them. Embrace them as a challenge, as a test. You get a setback, but embrace it as you've been training 4 to 6 weeks. Now your challenge come up. You want to see how strong you done got, right? You want to see what new skills you done acquired, right? You've been practicing that jiu-jitsu, that kickboxing. You've been waiting to test it out. Can't tell me you haven't been. Now it's time to bring that shit out the bag. Stay persistent. Stay on the chase. You know what I mean? So, a couple practical tips for y'all for self-belief. Practice self-compassion. Set realistic goals. Challenge negative self-talk. Surround yourself with positive influences. And practice self-care. And lastly, the most important one I would say is seek professional help, guys. All right, the only reason I'm speaking on this is because I actually have a bachelor's degree and a master's degree in psychology. I was actually going to pursue a doctorate back when I was in school, but just due to life circumstances and how certain shit went, unfortunately, that was not the case. But I still studied. I still got my books. I still graduated from a reputable graduate school and undergrad school. So I'm kind of seasoned. I also worked in the field for about 8 years, so I do have some knowledge. So, thank you again. You, the listeners, are the special ones because you're giving me your time, which is the most valuable asset. Rock out with your cock out. It's got to be organic. Lord, forgive me for my words I've used on this Sunday, but you know my heart, God. You know this shit is pure. You know it's intentful. You know I'm coming from a place of nothing but love, light, and just trying to share everything that I can share, Father God. Hey, happy Father's Day to all my fellas out there, all my women out there holding it down. Happy Father's Day to you too. Let's not get in a gender war. Let's love each other. Men, let's stop going against the women. Women, let's stop going against the men. Let's support each other. I know we ain't perfect. Let's work on our flaws. Let's work on our childhood trauma so we can be better for our kids. You feel me? Over and out, man. Till we meet again, it's got to be organic. Peace.